My journey at St. Philip's began at happy hour at the Hilton on North State Street, mid-February 1979. In another life, a wife life, we were encouraged to visit St. Philip's by a friend. I'd driven by here every day, going and coming from work for a year or so without even thinking about going. So we visited the next Sunday. You can probably guess who greeted us after church. If you guessed Sigrid and Jack, you were right. We moved our letter from St. Peter's, Oxford 2 weeks later. Started here just in time to see the groundbreaking on March 18th, 1979, of this very building that you're sitting in. The next month, 40% of our parish families were inundated by the Easter flood of 79. I being one of them with 8 feet of water in my house. I witnessed this parish family rise to the occasion and minister to each other. That's what families do. In the years to follow, I watched my family in the church grow. My kids were baptized right over there, confirmed right there. My daughter was married right there. Grandchildren baptized back there at the font. My incredible wife, Ellen, went through confirmation and was confirmed and received right there. So it warms my heart every time I come to this altar. Our church family grew. We worshiped, we sang, we laughed, we cooked goats, we cried, we mourned the loss of friends, family, and mentors. We raised families. We built buildings and parking lots. We paid off debts. We paid bills. We even raised $1 million in a capital gift campaign, all while sharing God's bountiful love with each other. That's what families do. Fast forward to today. I would guess that 80% of our parishioners live more than 5 miles away. Many a lot more than that. Ellen and I ourselves drive 14 miles to get here. I think my car can almost drive here by itself as many times as we make the drive. We are in easy walking distance to that chapel church in Madison County, and my neighbors often ask me why I don't just go there. My reply is, that's a really nice church with nice people, but St. Philip's is family. And I'm sure most of you know that feeling. Okay, I'm sure we weren't just asked to talk about our journeys, so let's get to the meat of the matter. Stewardship has been defined as our personal response to God's generosity, involving the sharing of our resources, time, talent, and money. Everything belongs to God. And we humans are just entrusted to take care of His creation. Just as in our own family, our church must practice sharing of our own resources. We must be good stewards of what we have, even at home and as a parish family. That's what families do. Financial giving is a personal decision between you and your God. We cannot all be Marie Horners. Thank God for her vision to leave a living legacy that has benefited our parish in so many ways. But we do not need to have to depend on Marie's benevolence to get by. We need to be financially independent and use her funds to benefit others and spread the love of Christ into the world. We all can give something. If you've never pledged, please consider making the commitment. No pledge is too small. If you are renewing your pledge, please consider increasing. I don't know if you've noticed, but everything seems to cost more than it used to. It costs more to run the church and to keep the heat on. And yes, that little brown bag that the ushers pass around on Sunday, it's not just pew athletics for them. We all have a little money in our purse or in our billfold that we kind of hide sometimes, so put a little something in there. I learned that from a stewardship conference that Ellen went to, but I'll let her tell you her story.
My history with St. Philip's doesn't reach back as far as Lester's. I was not an Episcopalian until after we got married. We attended each other's churches occasionally during the years of our courtship. We were each very active in our respective churches and never expected that to change. We married in 2009. And the following Lent, I decided to go to Inquirer's class at St. Philip's to better understand the service, the liturgy. I had no expectation of moving my letter since I was happy in my church. But as a result of something I heard that touched me in Inquirer's class, I did a spiritual deep dive and made my decision to move my letter to St. Philip's. It was a big step, but it felt right. It was difficult to break the news to my church, but they accepted it, and I still stay in touch. It was challenging to leave a church when you're not unhappy, but it was also challenging for us to be involved in the level we were used to in two different churches, two different denominations. St. Philip's welcomed me from the get-go. I could not have felt more love and acceptance. And I really don't recall exactly when I got active in the life of the parish, but I truly don't remember not doing something. Of course, you know who I'm married to. Eventually, I felt called to run for vestry. Once elected and commissioned, I expressed an interest in stewardship, and that was all it took. I spent my 3-year term as stewardship co-chair with the sweet, brilliant Jack Conway. P.G. Bernheim worked with us the first year until he was transitioned to the treasurer's position. So I guess you could say I dig stewardship. St. Philip's is my spiritual home. It grounds me. This is my family. You are my family. When I started at St. Philip's, Lester and I often attended the Sunday afternoon service. It was at 5:30 and then eventually moved to 5 and then ended with COVID. Often we'd walk into the courtyard and find Ruth Corey and her dog moving the water hose around the courtyard, watering the plants she was taking care of. And I commented more than once that I wanted to help with that when I retired. Now you shouldn't be surprised to see me, sometimes with a little dirt on my face, sometimes with a lot of dirt on my face, gardening around St. Philip's. It's my happy place. As you experience the ministry fair today in the parish hall, you will see just how much we have going on, and it's a lot. I encourage you to check out the different ministries. Maybe get outside your box. Let the Spirit call you to a new ministry. Perhaps challenge yourself to do something new, take on something new. Instead of telling yourself, I can't, or I don't have time, maybe, what can I do? There's always a place for our time and talents. Many hands make light work. Also, please participate. None of us can attend everything we have going on here, but try something new. Adult formation, men's breakfast, ECW, our grounds work days, evensong, tacos and trivia. That's just a few. Sign up to feed the youth on a Sunday evening. St. Philip's Church, Episcopal Church, is holy ground. It's a privilege to be able to call this place my church home. We have an amazing campus with amazing people, untold possibilities for being the face of Jesus in our community. Our future's bright.